Hi, it's Tuesday, October 30th, 2012. This weekend is really long again, even though we didn't have an extended weekend. So, um, oh wait, yes we did. Yes we did. Uh, Sunday, I wrote down that list of goals that you had told me to do, and I made four goals, and I felt like it wasn't enough. And I told that to you today, but you said um, that four is a good amount. So, I mean, yeah. Then the rest of the day, Sunday, I spent my time um, researching different types of perfectionism, which I also told you about. Neurotic perfectionism, which is the type of perfectionism where if things aren't, perfect, or they don't live up to my expectations or what yeah, then that causes anxiety, depression. Um, it causes me to be hard on myself, so that's what that is. Yesterday I talked to Mr. Gillespie during 6 hour. And it was mainly because I was having a really rough day. And that started out in the morning when my mom dropped me off at school. Something just made me feel really different, like angry or upset, I don't know. But I was bitter towards my mom. And I don't remember why. But when she saw that and I was being bitter towards her, that made her upset. So that made me feel bad seeing that she was upset. And so that pretty much set my mood for the entire day. I just felt terrible that I had made her feel like that. So I blamed myself because it kind of was my fault, even though I don't know why it was my fault, why I was feeling like that. So I was shaking and I hid away from my teacher in stagecraft. I hid underneath the set. And then my stomach felt really, really weird. I was so anxious, upset. I was just huddled in the corner. At lunch, I didn't have an appetite. I ate like one or two bites of my a piece of bread, and I drank a water bottle because I was really thirsty. But I just didn't feel like eating because of that feeling that I had in my stomach, all that guilt. And then in 6 hour, I went to Mr. Gillespie. And Miss Ahart, which is my Brit teacher, she understood because I had told her I'd been going to Mr. Gillespie. And so I asked her if I could go because I needed to go because I was very emotional and having a hard day. So she said that's okay. So I went and we talked about all that, and I talked my feelings out through the entire hour. And so basically I talked that out. And he said he's supposed to contact you. And I hope he does, because honestly, I've been wanting to just have, I don't even know if it could work, just one whole day or 2 hours or something, 2 or 3 hours, where you, me, Mr. Gillespie, and my parents all meet in the same room and talk amongst each other, kind of like, it's not really group therapy, is it, though? I don't know, but I just feel like there's so much to talk about. I'm talking to Mr. Gillespie about the same things as you are, as I am talking with you, but we're talking them about it in different ways. So I just really want it all to come together. That would really, really help me, I think. But it's kind of hard to do that. I mean, my mom works during the day, my dad works at night, so he can't do anything. Mr. Gillespie has other students that he helps with situations of their own. And I know you're a parent, so you have to take care of your kids, and you're also a teacher, so you have work to do, lesson planning, and I mean, it just really could not work out, which kind of sucks because it's really that's what I want. That's one of the things I want. One of my goals, I just now came up with it, is to have a meeting with you, me, Mr. Gillespie, and my parents. That's my top priority right now. I have to remind myself to tell you that, because I feel like that would be really good for me, even though I might become very emotional, or I might either that, or I'll just sit there and not talk. But I need the presence of all of you so that I have different perspectives pulling out different types of things out of my head, so that I can give multiple answers to pretty much anything. I guess that's really what I want right now. I wrote you a letter today saying how I wish I hadn't ever come to your room in the first place, because I felt guilty because every time I stayed after school, you always seem to have something to do, maybe 20 minutes afterwards, and I feel like I'm in the way, even though you told me I was not. Now that's that type of thinking again, and I was ashamed of that. Ashamed of thinking like that. I'm ashamed of it now. I don't like thinking that way. And I want it to stop, but I am a very impatient person. And I don't know. I guess I've always been impatient. I've always wanted to see results there and now, because that's how fast my brain works. If I don't see an instant reaction to something, I get frustrated. Which is why I'm being even more hard on myself, because I feel like I probably didn't answer all of the questions how I wanted to, and I wasn't I wouldn't say completely honest, but I didn't answer all the questions to my full potential for either you or Mr. Gillespie. I just sat there, stared at the floor, and waited for you to ask more questions. And I don't know. When I am talking to someone else, I'm not that good of a communicator. I don't talk very well around other people. I mean, if I'm sharing my ideas, and it doesn't have to do with me, if it just has to do with my prior knowledge, that's different. But when it has to do with me, it's very hard. So I wrote you that letter, and tomorrow I guess I'll just have to see what you say about it. I'm probably gonna step out in the hallway, or if no one's in your room, probably gonna stay there and talk about it. And then I'll feel all over again that I'm wasting your time, even though you said it was okay. So we'll see how that turns out. I just hope everything turns out okay. And I'm sure it will, but I just really hate being an impatient person.